Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick. My name is Callie Say and I'm here at Transwest in horse trailer sales. So for those of you that aren't familiar with us, we're right off I-25, about 30 minutes north of Denver. We are Cimarron and Logan dealers, so if you're looking for a new trailer, those are the options that we have. If you're looking for something used, we take in a large variety of anything from small bumper pulls to big living quarters and on trade. So lots of brands and options there. We have two full service shops. So if you have a living quarters, we've got a house and a chassis shop, and then anything using like this will be run through our chassis side. Even our brand new trailers, like the one sitting right behind me, has been run through our shop. So you see that little pink tag up here? That's going to indicate that a technician has gone through, performed a PDI on it, and made sure that everything checked out. So even brand new trailers, we like to run them through to make sure that there's no warranty issues that need addressed before it comes to you. Just saves you the hassle of having to bring it in, get service, and we know that this trailer is ready to roll down the road for you. So today we're going to be going through this really cool little 4-horse that we have. This is a Cimarron Norstar 2023 4-horse gooseneck. And this is a really popular little setup that we've started doing. It's going to be standard height, standard width. So you're 7'1" tall, 6'10" wide, and you're 23 feet on the floor. Really good length to pull around. If you've got a couple horses and you just want to run around, this is a great option. If you're not doing overnights or anything like that, this is a trailer that's going to give you lots of tack space, allow you to haul quite a few horses in it, and it's got a bunch of nice little upgrades. The first thing you'll notice is it's not our typical white trailer. These black sheets are one of our color options that we do with Cimarron. We also do like a silver metallic, a charcoal metallic, a champagne, and then the standard white. If you want to branch outside of those colors and do something really unique, we have done everything from a Pepsi blue trailer to a red trailer. They're all options that are within Cimarron's wheelhouse. There's just a little bit more of an upcharge on specific colors. So if you want something that's going to match your truck, we've got a nice little color sheet we can send you. Underneath this trailer here, you do have your spare tire. We have all of our spare tires mounted high. That way, if you ever do go in and add an electric over hydraulic jack, nothing is going to interfere with those controls that they have on there. We found that on a lot of our standard width trailers, we were relocating the spare to get it a little bit more out of the way for those electric over hydraulic jacks. So we figured, let's just put them up here. That way, if we have the option to add one, it's going to be a lot easier, less labor, less money to go ahead and do that. Our shop can add an electric over hydraulic jack. We've got all that pricing available if you want to upgrade this trailer a little bit and not have to crank. The spare tire is the same as what you've got running on the ground. So it's a 16-inch, it's a load range E tire, and the tires themselves actually come with their own warranty. So the warranty is offered through Lion's Head. They're really easy to work with. It's a 1-year no questions asked, 2-year roadside assistance, and 5-year against any manufacturer defects. So even the tires themselves have really good warranties. Cimarron, the trailer company, stands behind their trailers for 8-year structural, 3-year hitch to bumper. So really great coverage on this trailer from the front to the back. All these wheels and tires come standard with the aluminum wheels. On some of these ones with the black sheets, we really like to upgrade or to choose the black spoke wheels, and it just kind of dresses it up. I think that it really pulls in well with the sheet colors that we have on these trailers. It's not an upcharge to go with the black wheels over the standard silver spoke. If you're somebody that wants just a little bit more pizzazz than this, you can always go with a bigger wheel and tire and do an Alcoa or a mod style, and that's something that we can always explore if you're wanting that option. So little green cap signifies that this trailer is nitrogen filled, and that means that when you start out really cold in the morning and run down the road, your air within your tires are not going to expand and contract quite as much as if you were just using regular air. So the nitrogen helps stabilize that PSI, which is going to help prevent a lot of blowouts. People are always concerned, well, what if I have a low tire and I need to fill up? You can always put regular air in here. You're just not going to get the benefits of that nitrogen. So if you want, you can always have it taken to a tire shop and refilled with nitrogen, and you're going to continue to get those benefits. But straight from the factory, this is how they come. We love those nitrogen-filled tires. For those of you that are wondering how to check the age on the tire, we recommend that tires be replaced if they have bad wear and tear, are not matching, or are beyond their date code. So 5 years from manufacture date is when we like to replace tires, and they read the first 2 digits are the week of production, and the second 2 are the year of production. So this was produced in the 3rd week of 2023. So nice new fresh tires on here. We've gone to Goodyear on these trailers. It's a really great brand with a great reputation, and I think everybody's been really, really happy with them. As we work our way around here, this is one of the main selling points of this trailer. I think a lot of people love this tack setup that we've been doing. Essentially what you have here is about a 5.5 foot front tack, and it allows us to have enough room to have dual swing outs and dual doors. So these dual door tacks have been really popular because you can have 2 people tack up on this side and 2 people tack up on that side, or whatever the number situation looks like, but you're not running over the top of each other. These saddles swing out. You've got your blanket bars on the door that swing out. You've got brush trays. So you can literally just each take a side of the trailer, and you're not going to be running all over the top of each other. I know that when I used to go with my friend, I would always tack out of the front tack and she would tack out of the rear tack, and that was a really good option. It made it so much quicker, but this gives you a lot more space, a lot easier to use, and you're not having to go around doors to get those horses tacked up. We've got tie rings on each side of the trailer, so you've got plenty of places to tie those horses up. If you've got 2 horses that don't get along really well, tack them on either sides of the trailer, and you're not going to have any issues. If you've got more saddles, if you're a saddle hoarder like a lot of us, then we can always add more tiers onto these swing out. They're really easy to adjust. You've got a top and a bottom little nut here, and you just loosen it with a crescent wrench. You can slide them up and down, add more onto this post. I think one of the things people love about this is, number one, it's carpeted, so your saddles that you spend lots of money on are not gonna just slide right off. They're molded, so they're gonna hold on there really well, and they're adjustable. So if you've got big rope saddles that need to maybe have a little bit more space than maybe your trail saddles, it just gives you that flexibility that Cimarron is so well known for. So custom trailer, custom options, really, really great. Right here, you have fold down step. Makes it so easy to get in and out of this trailer. I know that the running board is a little bit skinnier, so having a fold down step that's halfway down is just gonna make it so much easier to get in and out. Up in the nose here, you've got windows on either side. If you needed to throw a little sleeping mat up here, you could take a nap during a show, or if you're going camping, this is a great place to stay out of the elements. We always brace standard for an AC unit or a fan, so if you ever want to add one of those in after the fact, it's just going to make it a little bit less expensive for you to do so because all the bracing is already there. So it's just little things like that that sets you up for success if you want to go and make more modifications to these trailers. If you guys wanted an AC unit straight from the factory, Cimarron is well equipped to do that. We can always get that priced for you, but something we can also add on here after the fact. We did a nice little shelf here. It's got a nice rounded edge. I think that one of the things that we've started doing is if it looks like it's at head height where you might hit it, let's just give it a little bit of a bevel there so you don't just knock your noggin into it. We want you to be able to drive home from these shows. Little clothes rod underneath so you can hang all your show shirts, jackets. It's great usable space right there. And then you do have light switches on either side. You've got these huge OptiBrite lights over each door, and that's going to give you an immense amount of light in here. It's going to make it really easy to tack up at night. Jump in here and you can kind of see what you're doing. These saddles will store nice against the wall, so if you're traveling down the road and need to hop in here, or you don't want to swing them out, you've got plenty of space to maneuver. It's not going to take up all of that real estate where all your bridles are, so it's very usable even with those swung in. We do a corner water tank on these, on almost every single one of our inventory trailers, and that 25-gallon tank is just a really nice option even if you never use it. For watering your horses, you've got it if you need to rinse some horses off if you've had a long trail ride. But some horses are really picky about drinking water at shows, so if you can bring your own water from home, it might help resolve some of those problems. It's on a nice little stand, really easy to fill up top, and it just sits so nicely back in that corner. There was really no reason not to have one of those. It seems like everybody wants these little water tanks these days, so it's just really easy for us to just go in and add right during the build process. On this particular unit, we carpeted the whole partition wall. You've got a lot of bridle hooks in here that you can hang everything with, and you know those bridles, they come with bits, so they swing back and forth, and if it were just on this white aluminum here, it would leave some nice pretty scratch marks on it. So the carpeting is going to help protect it look really nice, and your horses are right on the other side, so we want to keep it as quiet as possible for them as you drive. So if your bits are swinging back and forth, it's going to be swinging on nice quiet carpet, and your horses aren't going to have to worry about listening to that clink of metal as you drive. Rubber mats on the floor, something we've been doing on a lot of our trailers. The carpeting, I think, is starting to see its way out on a lot of these units. The rubber mats are just so much easier to clean. We also have a gray rubber tread if you don't want something with seams that we've been putting in a lot of our trailers. So lots of options even just for the floors, which is pretty cool. And then right here you've got a little half boot box, and that boot box is just a nice little option for you to throw a bunch of stuff that you don't want cluttering up your floor. It also makes it really easy to get in and out of the nose, and it's a nice place to sit down if you need to think about tests or anything like that before you go out and show. So really, really great little setup. 5.5 foot short wall. It's super, super convenient without being too long. So as we work our way down here, these side extrusions, they look really cool on the trailer. You don't have metal fasteners. Everything is 3M tape behind here. So it's going to allow that aluminum to flex versus a metal fastener. But these side extrusions, I think I'm a huge fan of because they help not only with the cosmetic look of the trailer, but they're actually structural. So they've got triple hollow slats on the inside. So anytime you can give something a radius, you're adding strength to it. So your sidewalls of your trailer really benefit from having these side extrusions. Everything's interlocking. All the welding is done on the inside. I think Cimarron is hands down one of the best looking trailers out there. And a lot of that has to do with the engineering, and they're adding structural strength to their trailer, but they're making sure they do it in a way that is appealing to the customer. So Cimarron has all the dies and they own all their extrusions, so it's like a giant puzzle piece when they put these trailers together. If you guys are ever interested, if you're here in person, we've got a whole little box of the extrusions that we can put together and kind of show you how your trailer is built, which I think is one of the coolest parts of Cimarron. They're no secret that they are one of the best built trailers out there. This trailer is running on two 7,000-pound rubber torsion axles, so plenty of axle underneath this 4-horse. They use engineers to determine what they need under their trailers. If there's ever a question about it, Cimarron is going to err on the side of caution. They don't want somebody broke down on the side of the road because they put 2 little axles underneath their trailers. On the hip side here, we did bus windows on this one. You'll notice we've got a variety of options on our lot. So we can either have drop downs every other, or we can do slats if you want to do plexiglass inserts. Some people really like those just air gaps on the hip side. Take those in and out. I have bus windows on mine, and between the roof vents, the insulated roof, the drop downs, the rear window, I've never pulled my horse off hot. In Colorado, we get some really warm days, and I've got a super chunky little quarter horse that does not like the heat. So you get plenty of airflow on those bus windows, but if you're somewhere where you just want it to be a little easier, you want a lot more airflow, those drop downs, they do accomplish quite a bit of air movement. So as we work our way to the rear here, 60/40 doors, so if you've got really well-broke horses, you can just worry about opening one door, hop them in and out, just really simple to use. If you've got some younger horses or a horse that's maybe a little bit nervous, you can always open these two doors, gives them a big, wide entry to go in and out of, and it's just gonna help really calm those horses down. We also have the option to add folding rear tacks to these trailers, so if you wanted to go in and do something after the fact, that's something that we've been trying to set our Cimarrons up for, so that it's a little bit less expensive for you if you want to add one. On this particular unit, you've got the standard stud divider on the first stall, and then the two partial dividers back here. They are spring-loaded dividers, so we're on a little bit of a hill here, and yet these are still holding nice and tight against the wall. One of the things I love about these Cimarron trailers is that they really design it with the future owner in mind. So a lot of people, they're trying to walk their horses in. It's already kind of a stressful situation loading horses in and out of trailers, so you don't want to have to worry about pulling pins out and unlocking dividers. They make it very simple. You don't have to worry about clips to get these over to the side, spring loaded. You've got probably a 1,000-pound animal in one hand. The last thing you want to do is have to worry about what you need to use your other hand for. So all of your divider latches are easy to operate. It's one-handed operation. If you need to shut it, they just push right closed. Cimarron does a really great job of making sure there's no metal-to-metal contact that can create a lot of noise for their moving parts. So this is a really high-grade plastic, and then you've got the aluminum here, and that's going to prevent a lot of that rattle that we talked about with those bits swinging back and forth. So it's going to wear a lot slower than metal-on-metal contact, be quieter, and I think they just operate really, really smoothly. If you're going in and building a Cimarron, you have several different options for the dividers themselves. You can do bar type airflow dividers if you want your horses to be able to see each other. You can do a full stud wall in here, so if you want it to go all the way over the back too and use this first stall for just hay storage, that's something we can always do. It's less expensive to do it during the build process, but if you have a trailer that you've fallen in love with here that's in inventory that maybe you need just a little bit quicker, our shop is a full service shop that can do most of the modifications on these trailers, and we have gone in and swapped out dividers before for a little bit of a cost. So great options just in this area. I mentioned the insulated roof above this trailer. It's going to heat up nice today. You know, we're working our way into spring where we're not worrying about blanketing our horses so much as keeping them nice and cool. And this insulated roof is going to be a game changer. Every single Cimarron comes standard with that insulated FiberTech roof. It's got a honeycomb core, so you have huge amounts of strength. I can walk on this roof without having to worry about where my roof bows are. I can even jump up and down on it if I really wanted to. We're in hail country. We see a lot of trailers with aluminum sheeted roofs come in with hail damage. And our Cimarrons, they're the last thing we always check. You can still get damage on the side sheets, just like any other trailer if it comes in sideways. But a lot of time, most of your damage on your trailers is up on the roofs. And we've actually recorded up to baseball size hail bounce off these roofs without any damage. If you do get in a situation where you have a really big hailstorm come through and it does dent some of the spaces on this roof, all you have to worry about is those affected cells. They're not going to be spread out throughout the whole trailer. You just silicone over those affected cells and you are good to go. So just from the pure maintenance factor here, your Cimarrons are going to be easier to maintain because you're not going to be replacing things that have worn out because of metal on metal. You're going to be a lot cheaper if a hailstorm comes through here. It's a lot easier to repair a one of these FiberTech roofs than it is an aluminum sheeted roof. And then Cimarron also does grease zerks for all their doors and drop downs. So if you have a grease gun, you can hit this a couple times a year and you're not going to have to worry about those doors and drops seizing up on you. So maintenance wise, they're a really great trailer to own. Still need to do your brakes, your bearings, everything like that, but in the long term, I find that a lot of people spend less, have better resale value on their Cimarrons. You've got an aluminum floor under these rubber mats. The Cimarron has gone in and made the strongest aluminum floor on the market. So they have an extruded deck and it's got 4-inch centers. And then a couple years ago, they added a V-truss for every other center, which increased the strength of the floor immensely. One of the things I love about Cimarron trailers is that when you step in an older Cimarron, you are not going to notice the floor having those hollow pits where the horses have been standing. Even on some of the top tier brands, if you step in a trailer that has an aluminum floor, you're going to know where those horses have stood. And if you guys know anything about gravity, all that urine likes to pull in those holes where those horses stand, which is going to lead to higher probability of pitting and corrosion. So having a nice solid floor that runs down this trailer is, I think, one of the best aspects of your Cimarrons. I always feel really safe loading my horses on a Cimarron trailer. It's because I know that their hooves are always going to be standing on a center support. So even if I do a terrible job maintaining my aluminum floor, there's a high likelihood that they're going to be safe still just standing on those center supports. So really great engineering from the floor to the ceiling on these trailers. So we work our way around here. You'll notice we've got these huge drop down windows with jail bars. These jail bars are nice, one solid piece here. And once again, they're going to have a plastic buffer to prevent some of that rattle and noise. I love that there's not a spring or a string that you have to pull down to disengage these aluminum bars. It just is one less moving part that can fail. I think that it has a lot of strength in it, so it's not like you're worried about your horse just popping through these jail bars. I think when customers come in and look at these Cimarron trailers in person and put their hands on them, they are always so amazed with how heavy duty everything is. These drop downs, if I wanted to, I could try and tweak these drop down windows, but they are just not going to give to me. And I think that's one of the reasons people feel confident running with these drops down. They don't have to worry about a strong gust of wind ripping their drop down up and having to pay a lot of money to get it replaced. So lots of engineering. I think these trailers are overbuilt, and I'm always confident that my horses are going to be safe from point A to point B. Even your escape door will have a little drop down window on it. On the escape door, you do have a paddle latch here. So 2-latch system if you want. You can have just the escape door closed, but for safety, we always do the paddle latch as well. Anytime horses have access to the outside, you're gonna have one of these just to protect everybody involved. So if you guys are interested in this trailer, you can always go to our website, check out the stock number on this one. This one is a 2023 Cimarron Norstar 4-horse gooseneck. The stock number on it is 5N230481. This was one of our last 2023s built. We have rolled into our 2024 models. So there was a slight price increase that came with the 24s. So if you're looking for a good deal on a trailer, this is a really, really great option to go with. If this sheet color is maybe not your preference, we do carry this in other colors and we have more on order. So we can always take a look at what some of your must-haves are and see what we've got in inventory on its way on order. Or if you want Cimarrons are a custom-built trailer. You can start from scratch and have the dream trailer of your choice. So thank you so much for taking the time to go through this trailer with me today. I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, please give me a call. My name is Callie Say. My phone number is 970-309-6368. You can call or text at that number. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have on this trailer or any of the other ones we have here on the lot. So thanks, everybody. Have a great Friday.